Welcome to Hustle and Flow with Heather Hubbard, episode 101. Hi, I'm Heather Hubbard, and I was a litigator, partner, and practice group leader at an AmLaw 200 firm. I know what it takes to rise to the top. I also know all too well the toll it can take on your personal life. So how do you shine bright without burning out? How do you embrace your ambition without selling your soul? You're listening to the Hustle and Flow podcast. Welcome back. I am your host, Heather Hubbard. Thank you so much for joining me this week. So here's my question for you. Do you feel like you are truly being seen? Are you being heard? Are others taking notice of you? Whether that is other partners, if you are an associate, whether that is clients, opposing counsel, if you're a partner, whether that's the business folks or your superiors, if you are in-house. Are you getting the respect that you want? Are you moving ahead at the pace that you want? Because that's what standing out in a crowded field is all about. And my guess is that even if you feel like you're doing an okay job of being seen, of being heard, of moving up the corporate ladder, even if you're a solo attorney, right? You still wish for more, right? I mean, part of that is being a high achiever. Part of it is being human. But for many of us, at least those that listen to my podcast, there is a feeling that you're pushing up against some kind of limitation. And you're struggling to really move past that. And for many of us, it is the glass ceiling. And sometimes, there are parts of the glass ceiling that, quite frankly, we've put it there. It's not even real, but we've placed it there for many different reasons. And then other times, it's really secured tightly, and it's because someone else put it there. And it's been there for so long, and they keep reinforcing it and making sure that, there are no cracks, that it's just so dang hard to break, to shatter, to push through. And it can feel really frustrating and really defeating to be such a smart, hardworking person that, where you feel like you were doing all of the right things. And yet, you're still not where you want to be. So that's what standing out in a crowded field or a crowded market is really all about. It's how can you be seen, how can you be heard in a way that others take notice, where they respect you, where they want to follow you, where they believe in you, where they mentor you, whether they sponsor you, they refer you, they tap you for opportunities and advancement. That's what this is all about. So if you are perfectly happy with where you are in your life and your career, this episode is not for you. But if you feel that pressure, or you feel in any way angry or frustrated or annoyed or confused or just deflated, this episode, my friend, is 100% for you. So to some degree, we are all in a crowded field. We are all in a crowded market. So, if you are in-house counsel and you are looking to rise within your company, maybe it's not your company. You're just looking for a great opportunity at any company where you can really be, at the executive level. There are only so many positions available, right? So that is crowded, and you're probably not the only one that wants it. Maybe you're an associate, and it is a crowded field because there are a lot of associates, whether that's within your firm or just in the marketplace in general. And my guess is you don't just want to be an associate. You want to become a partner, or at least continue to advance in your career in a way where your efforts, your skill is appreciated and compensated. How do you stand out in a way that you get the promotion, you get the respect, you continue to progress. If you are a partner or even a solo attorney and you are trying to grow your book of business, how do you get seen? How do you get heard? If you're in a really large law firm, maybe it's just getting on the right team. And so for you, it's how do you get the other partners in your firm and other offices to recognize you, to reach out to you when an opportunity comes up? How do they find you to go pitch for things? Or if something comes in the door, they think of you to lead the way. I mean, many times this is why women and minorities don't make it very far in law firms, because we're not top of mind. You're not being seen and heard in the way that you want to. So you're having to try to build a book completely on your own. But even then, you're having to go out into the marketplace, right? And you're trying to get companies to hire you. And there are so many different attorneys available for them to hire. Gone are the days when there are only a few experts who know a particular area of law. Gone are the days when there are only a few firms that are, experts and really know what they're doing. Gone are the days when you are the only attorney, even in a small town. If you are trying to build a book of business, whether it is family law or something as sophisticated as securities, you're going to find it really difficult to develop opportunities where people want to hire you as opposed to your competitor or perhaps even another partner in your firm. How do you get them to see you, to hear you, to want to do business with you? It can feel really overwhelming and daunting at times. I think most attorneys are high achievers, have always done really well in their careers, right? You got into law school, you probably did okay in law school, and if not really well, and then you either started your own firm or you went into big law. Whatever your career trajectory looked like, my guess is you've always done pretty well. And you want to always do better. We're always striving for the next thing. But there comes a point in your career where it gets a lot harder, because at least the people that generally listen to my podcast, when you got started, whether it was in law school or your law firm or your company, you were a hard worker. You were a hard worker, and that will get you pretty far. You probably had some decent social skills, and you're smart. So when you combine some social skills, some substantive legal skills, being smart, as well as work ethic and being a hard worker, believe it or not, that in and of itself is going to allow you to stand out. But that is very short-lived, right? Because basically, what companies and law firms do is they identify and weed out those that don't really meet those three requirements right from the get-go. So within a few years, basically it's an even playing field. And from there, you just continue to strive. And if you're in a large law firm, I hope I don't hurt anyone's feelings when I say this. If you went from being a mid-year associate to partner, that's mostly because you just hung in there. Okay, don't get me wrong. Some of you, because here's the thing, some of you hung in there and you still didn't make it. And so I'm not in any way trying to say that if you just stick it out, that's all that's required. But there are many people who would have likely made partner had they just stuck it out. And for many different reasons, many people exit out of that game pretty quickly. So just staying in the game, is what gives you an advantage. Now, again, there are still other things to get you across the finish line. I have podcast episodes on that, including Path to Partnership. And so those things are key, right? You got to be savvy about it. You've got to really go at it from a political perspective, be working hard. But otherwise, as long as you hung in there, you're there. Now, As soon as you make partner, and I have an episode on this too, about how the rules change once you become a partner, you're seen as competition among your other partners. So you might be able to be tapped for a service partner role. And maybe the first year or two, depending on the matters that you're on, no one wants to get you off of those immediately, but they're not really putting you on new stuff unless there's a really large matter and they know that you're not about to ask for any credit. So they're happy to basically let you continue to be on their cases because you are not competition. But you've always done really well. You've continued to excel, you've continued to advance, and then you get to this point where you don't know what else to do because you think that you're doing everything you need to do. You're still working hard, you're still putting in your hours, you're doing the business development that you think matters, you're attending the panels and the CLEs on best practices for what do clients want, right? What does the GC want? What are they looking for? You're doing all the things, but you're not really growing your book of business. And same in-house. You're showing up, you're doing the work, you think you're doing a great job, and you just assume that you're going to be tapped for a role, and then come to find out someone who you don't think works as hard or never would have wanted that position to begin with, they get asked if they want to do it, right? They get the opportunity. Or again, if you're a partner, you see whether it's, maybe another attorney in town getting work or another partner in your firm getting the opportunity. And then you have to start asking yourself, why? Why are they getting these opportunities? Why am I no longer advancing? I thought I was this rock star. I thought I was going places. And now I feel like maybe they just figured out that I really don't know what I'm doing. And maybe I don't. Maybe I am a fraud. I keep hearing about imposter syndrome, but maybe I am an imposter because when I put myself out there with confidence, when I go after something and it's not coming to me, I have to ask myself, why? Am I not good enough? Is that person better than me? What do they have that I don't have? What am I doing wrong? It can be so discouraging. And then when you get finished beating yourself up, then you start looking for others to attack, to beat up, because surely this cannot be fair or equal. And you know what? You're right. It's not. The fact that you're seeing your white male colleagues pass you by is not because they are the superior sex or race, right? This is what I always say to law firm, chairs and managers and leaders and others is if what you're saying is that you don't have many equity partners, or at least not equity partners at the top, or at least managers and leaders that are women, if the reason is because, they just don't have as much business, right? And you're saying that you've given them every single opportunity, then basically at the end of the day, what you're saying is the reason that all of the white men are at the top is because they truly are the better, more superior race and sex. To which they always say, no, of course we're not saying that. But yeah, you are. Because if the playing field is equal, right? If the playing field is equal and you don't believe that a white man is the superior race and sex, then you would see more women and minorities at the top, right? So it's not equal, but that doesn't help you, right? Knowing that it's not equal, knowing that it's not fair doesn't actually help you shatter the glass ceiling. It just makes you really bitter and really resentful. And you have every reason to feel that way. But again, if your goal is to shatter expectations, if your goal is to stand out in that crowded market and to get the business that you want and need to continue to excel within your firm or lateral to another firm or go start your own business, whatever it is, you have to stop waiting for others to come to you and tap you for the opportunity, and you got to go get it yourself. And the way you go get it yourself is by standing out. But again, how do you stand out in a crowded field? Well, the first thing you've got to do is be memorable, not forgettable. Be memorable, not forgettable. Now, this one's hard. I think it's hard for all lawyers, but I think it's especially hard for female lawyers because of the advice that we have been given our whole lives, let alone when we entered into law school. So, as you may recall, when we were doing OCI, they would tell you only wear a navy or a black suit. Make sure you are wearing a skirt suit. Don't wear pants. Make sure that your heels are not too high. Make sure that your blouse is not low cut. Make sure that you're not wearing too many bright colors. You can have a pop of a bright color as an accessory, but not too bright and only one little piece. Make sure that your nails are carefully groomed and manicured, but please only in a neutral color. God forbid you wear red nails into an interview. When you go in, make sure that you have good posture. Make sure that you are looking people in the eyes. Make sure that you are poised. Don't be doing a lot of the talking. Laugh at their jokes, but don't make your own jokes. The amount of rules and the things that we were taught on going into summer positions and interviews, I mean, they were basically grooming us to be Stepford wives. Or I guess you could say Stepford lawyers. So, and then we get into law firms and we're trying to not F it up, right? We get into these summer positions and we want to be liked. We want to get the job. And so the way that we do that is we're supposed to do good work. We are supposed to be, very socially appropriate. And I don't know how else to say that, but almost robotic. And so we are taught truly to be forgettable. Do good work, right? You want to do memorable work, be a stellar legal scholar, but otherwise be forgettable. That is what is going to make you get the job. I mean, truly, that is what we were taught. And so then when we start, practicing law, especially if we're in a big law firm, we're taught to fall in line and to not, ask too many questions. You truly are not to be seen or heard, right? So, you might get to go to a deposition or go to court, but please, for the love of God, do not speak. And if I'm at the table preparing my arguments, don't lean over and talk to me, right? I don't want to hear your good ideas. But if the judge asks something where I need a piece of paper or something else, you better have it on the fly. And if you don't, I'm totally going to let the judge and everyone in the courtroom know that it's your fault, right? I mean, this is it. We're supposed to be in the background doing all of the grunt work, never getting credit, never, being asked for our strategic opinion. Everything feels still like this Socratic trap. We are supposed to be forgettable, not memorable. And while that may certainly help you get those jobs, while that may certainly help you, do well initially as an associate, and the same can be true depending on the corporate environment that you're in, if you're in-house or somewhere else. If you are walking into a place that's super corporate and masculine, then yeah, I mean, that's how they prefer the women to be, especially, at least the women that are working there, right? So they just want you to do good work and then otherwise blend in, not be seen, not be heard. That is not how you are going to continue to climb. That is not how you're going to become a leader. And it is not how you're going to be tapped for opportunities. And it's not how you're going to grow a book of business. You have to leave your mark. You have to be willing to be unique. You have to be willing to be different in order for others to even remember you. So here's an example. Let's say that you're wanting a particular opportunity for a company doing litigation. And you know that person, right? Someone in-house. Okay. Well, how big is that in-house department? And how many other attorneys also know this person, right? So maybe you have a decent relationship with them because you met them through the bar association. Well, how many other people met them through the bar association? And let's say there's a specific opportunity and they even narrow it down to 10 potential attorneys they might hire, and you're one of the 10. Okay, so when you go to the 10 website profiles, the bios, when you go to the 10 LinkedIn profiles, do they look exactly the same? Probably. You probably say you're a trusted advisor. You probably say you're a great problem solver. You probably say that you have practiced in every court in state and federal, every level. You probably say you've been in trial and appellate. You probably say that you've won some good cases and you've got some decent results. Everybody can say that. I mean, probably in that top 10, everybody can say that. Once you get to a certain level of your career, right? If you're a partner or if you're in-house, I mean, if you can't say those things, you probably shouldn't be in the position that you're in. I mean, that is literally a given. I think if you went to an in-house counsel and said, what are you looking for in an attorney? They're not going to say, well, I'm looking for a trusted advisor. I mean, that's what a lawyer is. Like, that's the definition of a lawyer. If you've been practicing for a certain amount of time, of course you're a trusted advisor. Of course you're a problem solver. Yes, all lawyers are. Of course you are. Of course you've gotten some good results for people. I mean, I would hope so if you've been practicing this long. And yeah, I mean, even though we don't go to trial very much anymore, you still should have, if you're, 10 plus years in, experience in different courts. I mean, that is just expected. So when that's what you're leading with, you are being forgettable. Like, there's nothing to remember. You are a cookie cutter corporate attorney. And I'm sorry to say that. You may not want to hear that. And hey, I get it. That's what your firm tells you to do. They probably are the ones that came up with the template for your bio or told you how to do your LinkedIn profile, right? I mean, everybody's getting the same information, often from the same consultants. And so that's part of why you all look so similar. Like, there's nothing unique about you. And just adding a few things at the very end of your bio, about, and I had this too, so I'm not picking on people because I followed what I was told to do. You've probably got something in there about your dogs or your kids or your hobbies to try to make you seem like a human and not a robot, right? But like those 3 to 4 things at the very end, like that, again, doesn't make you memorable. You have to lead with something. And again, this is true whether you are trying to move up the corporate ladder, whether you are trying to grow a book of business, or whether you're trying to be tapped as a leader in your law firm. You have to take a stand and be a unique, authentic leader. And when I say take a stand, I'm not talking about like a political stand or a social stand. I'm talking about taking a stand for who you are and what you bring to the table. Because if you can't name off your unique strengths, like 1, 2, 3 right now, you're going to struggle to stand out. And I get it. The reason why you can't name your top 3 strengths right off the top of the bat, or what makes you unique, is because you've been groomed and have been told to be this Stepford lawyer for so long that you don't even remember. Like, you genuinely don't even know. I remember I was working with an associate when I was practicing in the firm, and, I shared with him some advice that he really needed to be more authentic. And he was like, what do you even mean by that? And I said, you really need to show up to work the way you do at home or with your friends, because my guess is it's not the same. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, people don't really say this. It's not in the evaluations or the reviews, but I hear people talk about it. And I quite frankly have the feeling too, that the person you are here at work is not genuine. It just feels so put on. It feels so fake. It feels so robotic. And he really struggled with, well, I don't know that I can bring the real me to the table. I don't know that that would be acceptable in a big fancy law firm. And, I think that story still resonates with me because I think so many of us feel that way, right? Woman or man, depending on your background. How do you show up in an authentic way when it may not be seen in the best light? You're really worried about what others will think if you're more authentic, or if you'll somehow get in trouble or people won't like you as well, right? It's all about people pleasing in a big law firm. But here's the thing. They in corporate companies too, to some degree, depending on your corporate culture, I don't know if it's conscious or not, but like they've brainwashed you to believe that you need to get in line and that you need to be forgettable. And so this is where I'm saying you're going to have to push back on that a little bit, and you're going to have to look at it from a fresh perspective and say, is that genuinely what got you where you are, right? So I want you to look at the people in your firm or in your company who are at the top, right? So you may not want to emulate them, but you might want their position. So if they're a rainmaker, or if they're the chair or the GC, whatever else, are they doing the things that you think need to be done to get to the top? Are they falling in line all the time? Are they saying yes all the time? Are they just making people happy? Are they just blending in? Are they only wearing their neutral fingernail colors? Because odds are they're charismatic. They break all the rules. They can, no one can ever get them in line. There's a reason why they're at the top and they're not following those rules, because they are being memorable. And again, brainwash, that might be a strong word, but when you've been taught to believe something for so long, it's really hard to undo that. But if you can look around, again, if you can look around at the positions that you're wanting and you can ask yourself, are they doing the things I think you have to do in order to be liked and accepted and employed here? That's going to give you a really good cue as to whether or not it is a story or whether it is reality. And if it is a story, it is hurting you because it's being memorable that's going to help you excel. And if it's reality, right, then you might decide you're not at the right company or firm to begin with, because you want to be able to be authentic. Like, it's not going to just help you succeed. It's not going to just help you get more clients. The more authentic you can be, the more you just enjoy life. So how do you really show up more authentic? How do you become memorable? Well, part of that is just tapping back into who you are as a person. And I get for many of you, you may not even know. You may not even know, because that's been beat out of us. We don't remember. As lawyers, we don't remember who we are, what we're good at, what we want. So you got to uncover that. Then you've got to figure out, what's your style? And by your style, I mean, what's your leadership style? What's your marketing style? What's your selling style? Because if you're going to grow a book of business, I assure you, it is not just about whether or not you're a good attorney. That is generally not why people are hiring you. And the reason why is because customers are humans. Even large corporations, even in-house counsel, they're still humans at the end of the day. And we all have different needs and reasons for hiring outside counsel. And so sometimes it is, we need to hire a certain type of lawyer or law firm in order to be able to say to our shareholders, we hired the best of the best. Even if as in-house counsel, I don't even think you're that good. If my shareholders think you are, then I'm hiring you. It could be that I'm worried I'm going to lose my job. So my hiring decisions are based on the executives above me, what they're needing and wanting. It could be I am looking for someone where I'm going to get a straight answer. And I hate attorneys that BS me. And I hate attorneys who won't give me odds, who won't tell me my risks, right? Like they're like, well, it depends. There's so many different reasons, and someone else may be fine with that. That's not my point. My point is humans need different things. And the same human may need different things depending on the day or depending on the matter. And the more you try to fill whatever need they're having, the more likely you are going to be forgettable. Because if you're trying to please everyone all the time, if you're trying to be the lawyer that any and all clients would want to hire, if you're trying to be the lawyer that any one client would always want to hire in any given situation, then you're being way too vanilla. You are being forgettable, because that's what the vast majority of lawyers out there are already trying and doing anyway. So that is a very crowded field. You truly have to take a stand. You have to take a stand on the type of marketing that's going to work best for you. You have to take a stand on the type of teams that you're willing to work with and pitch for at your firm. You have to be willing to take a stand on the way that you share credit. You have to be willing to take a stand on what you do, like the type of law you practice. You have to be willing to take a stand as to your approach to your matters. You have to be willing to take a stand on your ideal client and your, ideal prospect. You have to be willing to take a stand on the amount of time you're going to spend developing your own business as opposed to being on non-billable committees that are in no way serving you. You have to be willing to take a stand on the way that you're going to staff your matters, or the way that you are going to do fixed fees, or the number of hours you're going to bill. You have to be willing to take a stand on the way in which you are going to ask for business so that you feel comfortable doing it and so that it results in business coming in the door. If you want to stand out in a crowded field, you have to know who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how you're different than everyone else and why that should matter. Because some people know, or at least have an idea as to what makes them unique, but they don't know how to convert that into more business or how to convert that into a career advancement opportunity. So if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling frustrated, if you are feeling that pressure, then it's time to shatter expectations. And the way that you shatter expectations is by truly stepping out and taking a stand on all of the things that I just went through. I was about to start going through them again and just realized I already just did that. I kind of feel like I'm preaching today, so I apologize. I just get really passionate about this stuff because I just see so many attorneys, especially women, that are just falling into this Stepford attorney line, and it's not helping you. It's not helping you in any way. And so it's really important that you start to figure these things out and really own your confidence, own your worth, own who you are, and be memorable. Be memorable. Be known for something. Okay, we are out of time for today. If you could use some help, if you could use some support figuring all of these things out and having a safe place to come to share your frustrations and say, how do I work around this? So it's not a place to show up and complain so much as a place to say, here's what I'm experiencing. Am I alone? Is this just me? And how do I work around this? How do I move through this? How do I break that glass ceiling right above my head? How do I strategize my way out of this? I really encourage you to join one of my legal masterminds. We just kicked off here in January, my annual mastermind. 10 amazing women are in that group. I limit it to that because that's the one that gets the most support and individual coaching with me and all the rest. But my 6-month masterminds are also getting underway. We've got 18 solo small firm attorneys. They are getting started right now. And we have a group of big law female attorneys that will be, I think we're starting officially, I think it's like beginning or mid-February, but we're doing those applications now, those interviews. We've got a few spots left and the group is amazing. I am so excited. If you're feeling like you want to grow your book of business and you really want to go to the next level, but you don't know how, and if everything I was saying resonated with you, but you're not really sure how to make that work, you're not sure how to come up with your elevator speech, you're not sure what your marketing strategy should be or your sales strategy should be or what makes you unique and how you can really, step forward with your uniqueness and everything that you're doing in order to really, trailblaze, then I welcome you to apply. Just go to legalmasterminds.com. We are still taking applications. I think there's only a week or two left, though, to get that in. So apply. We'll do an interview. And if you're a great fit, we'd love to have you in that group. You will really be amazed at just how clear you can be on your message and how you can start growing your book of business and really shattering those glass ceilings with this level of support. So I welcome you to come join us for that. Again, legalmasterminds.com. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I'll be back soon. I am super excited to announce that the Life and Law Planner is officially here. It is more than just a calendar. It is a full planning system. If you want to take back your days, your weeks, your months, and your year, order your planner now. It will completely change your life and help you accomplish your biggest goals. There's only a limited quantity available, so go to lifeandlawplanner.com and order yours today.